All right, so this is my final for the Introduction to Business program through the College of Southern Idaho. In this video, I'm going to go over the key takeaways from the course and the student learning outcomes as illustrated by the syllabus, um, and kind of go over and relate them back to my business plan a little bit. So let's get right into it. So the first learning outcome is understand basic terms and concepts associated with the marketing, managing, financing, operating, and using technology in a business. So I'm going to briefly go over goods and services. Those are what you pretty much need to sell in a business. Goods, obviously, something somebody could buy that's tangible, food, a product of some sort. And then services is usually like lawn care, house cleaning, and in my particular business, it was um, esports tutoring. So people could get better at esports in hopes to get a scholarship through it. So revenue is the money that the business takes in overall. The profit is all the money that the business earns on top of the revenue after, and then loss is obviously lost money. Factors of production are land, which are natural resources usually made to create a product. You need to use wood to make a table, steel to make steel things, beams, whatever. Labor, you need the workers to get it done. To cut down the trees. Mine in the case of nearby here in Nevada, mine the mines. Capital, which is equipment. So like axes, lawnmowers, all that stuff that you need to get your business done. In my case, um, the capital was like a computer, some other gaming equipment to get the business up and running. Entrepreneurship, you need to have somebody who has the idea for the business, that's willing to put in the work and effort to get it done. And then knowledge, you need to know about how to get from point X to point Y or point 1 to point 2, um, and how to and about the market that you're going into. And then a big aspect of business is productivity. You want to stay productive. You want to keep your workers working. You want to keep yourself working and moving forward to help grow the business, help become a better business owner, everything like that. Another thing is motivating factors. There is intrinsic motivation, which is like your own personal motivations, like, oh, I feel good after getting this done. The sense of gratitude after getting the job done, something that you're doing for yourself. Extracentric is usually like people motivating you along, trying to like rooting you on to get the specific job done or the task done. People like in some way or form showing that they believe in you. And then there are 4 functions of management: planning, leading, organizing, controlling. So planning is laying out a plan on how to get there. Leading is showing people how to get there, or working with them to get there, um, telling them how to get there, all that stuff. Organizing is put the steps that you need to take to plan for the ability to get to where your business is going. And controlling is keeping like order to like the project, the business, anything like that, keeping order to your employees so you could get the task at hand done. um, so there are different types of planning, like strategic planning, which is usually the long term. You want a strategy on where to go. um, for my case, like with Kyle's Get Good Esports School, my strategy was to get at least some kids competing in some sort of esports event, um, showing all all that kind of stuff, getting them up to a certain rank and all that. That was long term, or scratch that. One of my tactic plannings was getting them up in a rank because that was an easy, uh, tangible goal for somebody who is playing a video game or something like that. In some cases, it's like the day-to-day operations in a business. Like I know in my work, it's like, let's get so many credit cards today. So you want to get like 10 credit cards, and then that might translate to, you know, 70 credit cards in a week or something like that. It's all long term and short term. They both will get you where you're going. Operational plannings, so scheduled work, creating a schedule, time, um, choosing when things get done, making a plan for when things are getting done, and contingency plan, just in case your plan fails. Um, Say, for example, if I couldn't raise somebody's esports bracket within a certain time, I'd try to focus on a different goal. Like, let's get, uh, you did good, but like, let's get so many eliminations per game, stuff like that. Um, the next point is identify the impact and change of business on employees. So, usually, from my experience, if a business changes, it does change how employees look at the work, sometimes good or better. Um, the efficiency of the work, so if something changes in regards to like how they do the work, it will change like how fast the work gets done and everything. Change of the employee, how they work as a group. So if you add a new employee into the bunch, add a new manager, anything like that, it will change how they work. And because everybody brings a new perspective to the table, not everything is going to be the same if somebody was swapped out and everything like that. The next point is describe the importance of ethics and identify strategies to encourage ethical behavior by employees. So, ethics, you obviously want good relationships with your employees. You want good relationships between coworkers, everything like that. You want everybody to working good and cohesive as a whole, so you can get the job at hand done. You could have a nice workspace, everything like that. Usually, if you do have good ethics, your personnel rises, and people see that from the outside. They see that you're a good ethical company, how you treat your employees, how your employees treat each other. Usually, good ethics translate to your employees treating, say, like the clientele, customers, anything like that, nicely. Um, and then it makes people definitely want to work for you because people do want to work for a good ethical company. It makes people want to uh, view your company as a good place to work. Usually, in my case, I like to see that a company treats their employees well, and then I usually, um, patronize that business, and give them my business. Um, Next, employ software tools to produce quality business communications to address a variety of business situations. So, the main tools that we use were to make our business plan. We obviously use Microsoft Word. The break-even analysis was a good introduction into using Excel, which we used multiple times during the course, especially for the financial ratios with Kroger and Costco. It allowed us to learn how to use those in our uh, business. They or in relationship to a business, like the schedule creating activity that we used to try to create a schedule where people had certain um, situations where they couldn't work certain days and other things like that. Next, describe formal and informal communications, cultural realities, and processes within an organization. So, formal communication is how you interact professionally. Usually, it's how you talk to your boss, your superior. It's usually how you talk in a job interview. You don't use any slang words. You talk very not plainly, but you talk real effectively in a case where you meet, get your point across. You talk in a friendly manner. Um, and then informal communication is usually how you talk to your coworkers, how you transmit data back and forth within the organization, or in your job. If it's like, having telling somebody about like a certain product, or telling them that like it's very casually based conversation. Um, Next is explore the role and relationship of business with external environment, economics, social, ethical, physical, and economics is um, usually so economics, when it's looked at in a business, like a big one here, economically, is uh, the Chobani or Cliff Bar. They provide a lot of jobs. They do a lot for the economy of Twin Falls. Um, Usually, some companies impact on a wider level with like different branches, like say like Target, um, Winco Foods, other places like that that have multiple stores and can impact different economies within different different uh, towns and states and everything like that. And then social and ethical are how people will perceive you and how you interact with your audience or your patrons or something like that in your business, how you interact with clients and everything like that. So you want to build a good social circle around your business, or build a good social status with your business at least. Just so people, good word of mouth is everything. If people say recommend your business, a lot of people want to know what other people think about you, things like that. And develop professional business conduct skills. Learning about business ethics was a big thing of the course. Developing the business plan was the main product of the course. It helped us learn along the way what we can do with the business, different things that we could do with the business, um, about like